Major Keen turns another page of the Dossier on Dumetrius.
Events took a curious turn after we ran Fleur Dupont to earth in her flat at Birdcage Walk. To begin with, she denied all knowledge of Max Rubenstein's past or the loot, but she wasn't quite convincing enough about it. So we made her certain threats and left, giving her 12 hours to change her mind and putting a couple of men on to guard her flat. That was at 4 o'clock in the morning. At a little after 8, she took a suitcase and checked it in the cloakroom at Paddington Station. Just before 9, a special delivery letter arrived to me at the embankment saying that Dumetrius would be at the Paddington cloakroom sometime during the day. And just after 10, she was called for by someone in a small car, driven to the Jermyn Street branch of the National and Provincial Bank, left there for a few minutes, and then driven on. That was all we knew up to the time Colonel Fentress and I, with about a dozen chaps from the yard, took up our positions in the cloakroom at Paddington Station. It was obvious that Fleur Dupont had sent us that note and was trying to trap Dumetrius. There couldn't have been anything surer.
Well, this makes us certain of one thing, Keen. The Dupont woman knows where the loot's hidden, and she's no intention of giving it up.
Yes, but if she thinks she can tangle with Dumetrius, she's going to have a terrible cropper. Drafty down place, this Paddington Station.
Look here, Keen. She checked that suitcase here earlier this morning. She sent you that note saying Dumetrius would be here sometime today. She just made a call at her bank, and now she's being driven in this general direction. What makes her think Dumetrius will be here? Why did she check the empty suitcase, and where's she going at this moment?
Well, taking a shot in the dark, Colonel Fentress, I'd be inclined to say she checked the suitcase just to have a cloakroom ticket to give Dumetrius.
Who's been told the loot's checked here. So that sometime today she'll have to meet him to hand over the dummy ticket.
This is all raw conjecture, sir.
Well, I'd very much like to hear from Perrin again. Oh, look, there's Cutts waving.
Oh, yes, it's for me. Phone by the look of it. Back in a minute, sir.
Yes, all right.
Yes, Perrin. Yes. Now, let's get this straight. The Dupont woman's car stopped just across Sloane Square, and she transferred to another car. Is that it? What sort of plate? Peruvian legation. Oh, hang it, man, you must be mistaken. All right, where did it go? I see. Well, all we can do is wait here. We're more concerned with Dumetrius himself than Fleur Dupont. All right.
What was it, Keen?
Perrin on the phone, sir. He says she left the car and drove off in another. Perrin lost the second car down near the dock somewhere. What the deuce is going on? And where at this moment is Dumetrius?
All right. Get the car in and shut those doors. Shake it up there, Berfu.
What we are doing with her, Dumetrius?
She stays here in the warehouse till dark. Then we'll take her to the ship. You'll stay with her. We don't want a repetition of that scene after she got into the car.
She's dangerous. This is dangerous, woman.
Mademoiselle Dupont is also a stupid woman, Yachty. I don't stand about making small talk. Get her upstairs into the loft and don't leave her for a minute.
When she comes round, maybe I'm not wasting time. I'm making her talk,
You wait till we get her to the ship. I'm going to the ship now. Verfu can relieve you for an hour at midday.
That's good. Even I must eat, Dumetrius.
Yachty, at a time like this, how can you think of food? Sometimes I think you must be a sort of throwback, but to what, I simply can't imagine.
Another failure. Time after time after time, you're making your last move. We're going to get the loot and leave this accursed country. And every time you fail, Keen is there before you.
Wasn't Keen this time, Hedy.
Well, tell me what happened.
Everything went according to plan. Maycheck picked the woman Dupont up at her flat, took her to the bank, watched her go into a safe deposit and take something out. She gave him this cloakroom ticket, and he handed it over to me when we overtook his car near Sloane Square.
And why didn't you go to Paddington?
For the very good reason that Keene and I don't know how many others are waiting for me at Paddington.
What?
The Dupont woman was trying to lead us into a trap. I told her to get into our car with Yachty. I told her she was coming to Paddington too, and if anything unexpected happened, Yachty would see that she was the first to go. So she started to struggle. I was driving, and Yachty had his hands full with her in the back of the car. Afraid I had to knock her out. If that hadn't been enough, I had a good look at the ticket. Here, see it yourself.
It looks like an ordinary cloakroom ticket.
Look closer. At the date.
Oh, there's been an erasure.
She's changed the date on it. I think she acquired that ticket this morning. And she was frantic with fear when I told her that she was to come with us to Paddington.
Well, what did you do with her?
She's coming on board tonight. And this time we'll make sure she's telling the truth.
Yachty?
Of course. It's now certain that she has the loot. We won't make any mistakes with her again.
And afterwards?
Oh, I imagine we'll find a length of anchor chain lying about the dock somewhere. Miss Dupont will grace the bottom of the Thames for the rest of her existence, and you can hardly say she hasn't invited it.
I have said 50 times, where will it end?
And I've told you 50 times it will end in South America. The Dupont woman in our hands, there's nothing to stop us.
How many times have I heard you say that before? Can I get off this hateful ship for a while today? I'm going crazy penned in here.
Where do you want to go?
Anywhere. I can wear dark glasses and just walk about the docks for half an hour.
If you must have a change, you can go over to the warehouse after dark, but nowhere else. You seem to forget we could be recognized.
I don't forget anything. Just so long as I don't have to think of that Dupont woman.
Why should you? If you must have something to occupy your thoughts, imagine Gregory Keene and his men waiting patiently for Dumetrius to walk into their hands at Paddington Station. That's rather amusing. No matter how long they wait, they can't be sure they won't turn up sometimes, so they just have to go on waiting.
If I fail in this, they will kill me. But I think I would rather be dead than go on and on. And I cannot endure the thought of more murders. Or what Yachty will do to the woman. Oh, what's the time? Just after 9. Oh, it's cold. The folks coming in. He said I could go to the warehouse. First, I will have to get rid of Yachty.
Who is that?
It's all right, Yachty. It's me, Haiti.
What you are doing here? Dumetrius is telling you to stay on board.
He knows I'm here. I was sick and tired of being cooped up. How's the Dupont woman?
See for yourself. She is tied up, and she is not talking because I am putting tape over her face.
I thought you were taking her to the ship as soon as it was dark.
There are men working on a ship we have to pass. We are not in a hurry. Soon they will be finished.
Give me a cigarette. I've come over without any.
You know I'm not smoking, Hedy. I'm not having any vices at all.
Well, I must have a smoke. You go back to the ship and bring some.
I'm not leaving here. Dumetrius is telling me not to leave her.
Oh, I'll keep an eye on her, and how could she possibly get away? Do as I tell you.
Why don't you go yourself?
Because I'm ordering you to go for me. I don't like walking back and forth across the docks in the fog. And you know them better than I do.
All right, Hedy. I'm going. He's making the legs stiff sitting here.
Well, hurry back. You'll find plenty of cigarettes in my cabin.
Yeah. You are watching her closely. She's making no trouble, but watch.
Yes, go on. All right, Dupont. He's gone. You want to get out of here, don't you? Then listen to me. We've 5 minutes, no more. If I untie you, you must do exactly as I say. First, you have to hit me hard on the head with this. Look, turn your head, this piece of wood. Then go through the door Yachty just used and run straight down the steps and out of the building. There's a telephone in here somewhere, but you'll never find it in the dark. So go out through the main door by the loading platform. You remember where they brought you in? And take the first turn on your left into an alley. At the other end of the alley, you cross a cobblestone road, and there you will see a public phone. Ring Westminster 4411. Have you got that? Westminster, 4411. And tell Gregory Keene to come to the SS San Bernardino. Don't try to remember anything but the number and SS Bernardino. And you must tell Keene that I let you escape. Me, Hattie Bergner. Will you do that? All right. Bend forward, I'll untie you now. Yachty will be back in a moment.
Well, there was no sense in staying at Paddington any longer, Colonel. Frayne and his yard chaps will have to cope if anyone shows up with that particular cloakroom ticket.
I quite agree. We're better off here at the embankment. The thing that has me puzzled, what in the world became of Fleur Dupont? To set up that trap, she must have had Dumetrius's confidence. Oh.
Hello, Keene speaking. Who did you say? Well, speak up, I can't hear you. Fleur Dupont. Colonel Fentress. She's on the phone now. Fleur Dupont was on the phone down by the docks in the fog. She'd had tape over her mouth for nearly 12 hours and she could scarcely speak. It was a pity, because Yachty Blum was after her already, and she had about 10 seconds to give me her message. Haydée had tried to take the road back, but it was far too late for that.
Does Fleur Dupont get her message to Keene? Listen to the next chapter in this story of suspense. Dossier on Dumetrius.